This lesson will show you how to multiply polynomials for section 10.2. All right, so if we take a flashback quick to chapter 8, we could not distribute this squared term in chapter 8. I think we all agreed that 2x plus 1 squared looked like this. But when we were in chapter 8, we didn't have a strategy for how to multiply 2x plus 1 squared. So in section 10.2, we'll talk about how to multiply these polynomials. To multiply binomials, we're going to use a strategy called FOIL. Okay, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. It's just a reminder for how you need to multiply when you're working with binomials. But this FOIL strategy will work, something similar to this will work when you're multiplying a binomial times a trinomial, or two polynomials times each other. So the idea is the same, but this particular strategy, FOIL, is used when we're referring to multiplying binomials. Okay, so FOIL says you have to look at the two binomials and multiply the two terms that are first in each parenthesis. So that would be multiplying x times x, because they're the first terms in each parenthesis. So x times x is x squared. Okay, so we just did the first terms. Now we have to multiply the outside terms. So the outside terms would be the two terms that are on the outside. So x is on the outside and 4 is on the outside. So x times 4 is 4x. So those are my outside terms. Then I need to multiply next my inside terms. So my terms that are on the inside are 8 and x. So 8 times x is 8x. And then I need to multiply my last terms. So my last terms would be, let's see here. So my two last terms are going to be 8 and 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. So that's how you multiply binomials. Now, when we have this expression here, x squared plus 4x plus 8x plus 32, I can simplify by combining like terms. So in this particular case, I'm going to combine my outside and my inside terms. So my final answer is going to look like this: x squared plus 12x plus 32. I'm going to write my answer in standard form. I know it's in standard form because it's in descending order, and I know I'm finished because all my like terms are combined. So take a moment to jot all of these notes down in your notebook and jot down this example before looking at any of the other slides. All right, here's our next example. So again, I've got a binomial times a binomial, and I need to find the product. So I'm going to use the FOIL method. So I'm going to multiply the two first terms. So 5x times 2x is 10x squared. Then I'm going to multiply the outside terms. 5x plus 6 is 30x. Then I'm going to multiply the inside terms. Now I have a minus 1, so I'm going to remind myself that that's really negative 1. So negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. And then my last terms are negative 1 times 6, which is going to give me negative 6. Now at this point, I want to double check to see if my answer is in standard form, and I want to check to make sure that all my like terms are combined. So I see here that I could add these two terms because they're like. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify. I'll get 10x squared plus 28x plus negative 6. And I'm in standard form because my terms, my variables are in descending order, 2, 1, 0, and I don't have any other terms to combine. So when I multiply 5x minus 1 times 2x plus 6, this will be my final answer. This example is going to remind us how to use those rules of exponents from chapter 8. So again, I have a binomial times a binomial. So I'm going to just start out by multiplying 3x squared times x squared. So it's going to give me 3x to the power of 4. Remember, when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. So those are my first terms. Now I'm going to do my last terms, or my outside terms, I'm sorry. So we did the first terms, now we're going to do the outside terms. So I have 3x squared, and I'm going to change this to a negative 3x. So 3x squared times negative 3x is going to give me negative 9x to the third. So again, when I multiply, I add my exponents. Now I'm going to multiply my inside terms. 4x plus x squared is going to give me 4x to the third. And then 4x times negative 3x is going to give me negative 12x squared. Okay, now at this point, again, I need to double check to see if I'm in standard form, which means my variables are written in descending order. My terms really are in descending order. And I need to make sure that I have all my like terms combined. So here I see I have an x cubed and an x cubed, so I don't have a little work to do yet. So I can combine these two terms. So I get 3x to the fourth plus negative 5x cubed plus negative 12x squared. And again, double check, am I in standard form? My degrees go 4, 3, 2, which is good. I'm in descending order. And it looks like all my like terms are combined. This is our last example. Now you'll notice this is a little different because I have a binomial times a trinomial. So my FOIL method won't exactly work because I have more than first terms, outside terms, inside terms, and last terms, but the idea will be exactly the same. So I'm going to apply that idea to this problem. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply x by everything in the trinomial, and then I'm going to go back and multiply negative 4 by everything in the trinomial. So it works just the same as FOIL, but I have a few more terms. If you notice, I just went ahead and I changed the minus 4 to plus the negative 4, and I did the same with 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So x times 5x squared is going to give me 5x cubed plus x times 9x is going to give me 9x squared plus x times negative 2 is going to give me negative 2x. Okay, now I need to move on to my negative 4. So I'm going to do negative 4 times 5x squared. That's going to give me negative 20x squared. Then 4 times 9x, that's going to give me 36x. And then negative 4 times negative 2 is going to give me positive 8. Okay, and I just ran out of room. That's why I added this right here, so you can still see my work. Now what I need to do is I need to combine like terms. As always, I'm going to combine my like terms in order so that when I write my answer, it'll be in standard form right off the bat. All right, so I have only one cubed term. So I'm going to bring that down, 5x cubed. Okay, now I'm looking for squared terms. So I have 9x squared and 20x squared. When I combine those, I'll get negative 11x squared. Okay, did those. Now I'm looking for my degrees of 1. So I have negative 2x plus 36x. That's going to give me 34x. And then my constant is 8 plus 8. Okay, I'm going to double check to make sure I'm in standard form. My variables or my degrees of my terms go 3, 2, 1, 0. So I'm in descending order, and it looks like all my terms are combined. So I am done.